If there's one thing I want you to take from this video, it's this. The discard is a blessing, okay? It's a gift. The discard is a motherfucking blessing, okay? And it will save your life. I'm not playing, okay? It saved mine. Given the choice, given the option, I would have stayed. I would have stayed with my narcissist and hoped against hope for the impossible, for him to fall in love with me again, which he never was in love with me. But you know, you're in denial. Like, look at that sun. Like, that's confirmation, okay? The discard is a blessing. And I know it doesn't seem that way. Like, I know when it happens, it feels like, well, that's intense. Okay, it feels like the ultimate slap in the face, like the most rejected you could ever be, you could ever get. I know that, and I know there's a part of you it's just, what the fuck? Okay, I don't know, it looks weird to me, but there's a part of you that's hoping for the Hoover, right? Okay, the Hoover is when they reel you back in, and they tell you all the promises, everything you wanted to hear, like, I promise I'll stop talking to other women, I'll pay more attention to you, I'll take you on more dates, like, I won't be an asshole, like, everything, anything. It's all lies. But they just, you want them to break you down, and you're like, okay, fine, but like inside you're relieved. You're relieved you're gonna get your drug, and you're relieved to feel wanted again, even if you know it's a lie in the back of your head, right? And you go through this excuse me, this back and forth, like, in yourself, this discord of knowing this is not healthy, and knowing that you are basically dying, okay? Like, your body being in a state of emergency, like 24/7. Like, I was losing weight, my hair was falling out, I wasn't getting adequate sleep, not to mention I was on a lot of different drugs and drinking, like, every single day. Like, we'd have like a bottle of vodka for breakfast, like cocaine for lunch, and like, it was really bad. Yeah, I was dying. So when I finally got discarded, and this is the final discard I'm going to tell you about. You can get discarded, okay, in the cycle of abuse many times, and that's going to be the times in your relationship where your narcissist, so after he's devalued you, then he'll just like not be paying attention to you anymore, like, at all, like, not even bothering to pick fights with you, like, just completely disinterested in you. And or it could be he's so mean to you that you leave, okay, that he gets you to leave, and then when you do leave, right, you move out, he'll reel you back in with the Hoover, like, he'll call you, and it's just this back and forth, like, literally, it'll drive you crazy. You probably are crazy. You probably have gone crazy if you're watching this video. Fuck, what the fuck? Sorry. And so the final discard, okay, I'll tell you about mine. We weren't having sex anymore, which I was actually fine with, because I hated him so much. I was so disgusted with him already, and yet there's the part of you that's addicted, that you still want their love, you still want them to love you, you still want their validation. It's sick. And don't feel bad if you were like that, because just don't add fuel to the fire, because anyways, so we weren't having sex anymore, and he would come home and like be on his phone and like, you know, that laugh that people do when they're flirting, when they're texting. It's like it's like that, and like they're just like obsessed with their phone. And you know it. You know when you see someone doing that. And I would catch him doing that. I'd be like, you know, and I didn't say anything until like it all finally came to a head. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna approach these motherfuckers. Like, I'm gonna go down there because we had a business together. We worked at a warehouse, and he had taken my keys away and told me that he didn't want me working at the warehouse anymore. And I'm like, why? Why? Okay, so I go down there, I bang on the door, and they let me in. And sure enough, like the woman that I suspected was his new supply was in there with him. And I just saw red, okay? And because I saw this coming from months ago when we first hired this lady, okay? She's like 50, okay? And I'm in my 30s. So she's like 50, and she had like a baseball team full of children, like from 9 different baby daddies, like okay. And when we hired her, okay, she brought around her like 20-year-old boyfriends, and she would brag about like, oh yeah, like she's really good at sucking dick, or like really good in bed. And I was surprised though, because that's, in hindsight, that wasn't what attracted my narcissist to her, okay? It was this. He looks at me when we hire her and he goes, she has daddy issues. And it wasn't out of concern for her, okay? Like, looking back on it now, it's totally clear. Like, it was, his face lit up like Christmas morning. Like, and he thought to himself, what a perfect victim. Okay. And I didn't, at the time, I just watched it unfold in front of me. Okay. And, you know, the narcissist will make you feel bad. Like, oh, why are you being jealous? Or why are you being insecure? When really it's your intuition. I mean, it's not even intuition. It's like kind of common sense. It's like, I pick up on that shit. You probably pick up on that shit too. Like, if your narcissist's new supply or other supply is like in the vicinity, like, you know, okay? Women know. I mean, men too. I'm sorry. I'm speaking from a woman's point of view. But, you know, like, whenever we be working, my narcissist never wanted to help. But whenever this lady was around, he wanted to help. Okay? And he even would antagonize this lady's boyfriend, this poor little 20-year-old guy. He would pick on him whenever she brought him around. And okay, so this is at the end. I go down to the warehouse and I confront them, and this bitch attacks me. Okay, she comes at me, and she's like a foot taller than me, and bends me backwards over this 100-gallon reservoir of water. And I just like, I space out. I'm in my head. I don't even really know what's going on. And I'm thinking, why isn't my boyfriend pulling this bitch off of me? Right? And finally, I don't know, somehow we get back up. And my hair is all in disarray. Hers is too. And she's like, oh, you broke my tooth. And I didn't know I did that. My boyfriend, my narcissist, he looks at me and says, great, I gotta pay for that now. And I'm like, why do you have to pay for that? Like, why are you taking responsibility for this woman? And it's like, it's just, I knew it just all came together. Like, I'm not his girlfriend anymore. Or this is his new supply. Like, he didn't even care about me. He didn't care about me at all. And I left that night, because you feel so dejected, so rejected. Like any shred of integrity I had, I used to pack up all my shit and leave. And I went back to our house, or it was his house, because I was financially dependent on the narcissist because I worked for his business. And I left. This is annoying. I left that situation with blood on my face, and it wasn't my blood, but when I got to the hotel, you're just so alone and you feel so like shit, like, because there's no one there. There's no one there to pick you up. There's no one there to tell you, like, oh, you're still worth something, or the narcissist still cares about you, because he didn't try to hoover me that time. He let me go. And you just have to sit with it. You have to sit with the rejection. But I didn't want to die. I didn't want to lose my life. And so I still knew that, like, okay, I'm gonna go with this. But you just feel so low about yourself. And this is when you have to be your own best friend. You have to be the person who's there for you. I mean, I had friends, I had family who, I'll talk about this in another video, but there in that hotel room, I was there alone. But this is where you really see what you're capable of and how strong you can be. And this is the beginning of the journey to a new you. Excuse me. Yeah, it's actually, you're gonna be so strong and so beautiful, and you're gonna embody this confidence. I mean, it's all gonna come through the healing process. But when you get discarded by the narcissist, it's a gift from heaven, man. Like, because you're addicted. Okay, you're addicted to the narcissist, and each time you try to leave, he hoovers you back in. I mean, imagine your other addictions, like my cigarettes. Okay, like if I tried to quit and my cigarettes kept knocking on my door, or like calling me on the phone trying to, Kristen, smoke me, like, I'd never be able to quit. I mean, I enjoy smoking, okay? I don't smoke like a chimney, but I enjoy it. So that's also part of accepting yourself. You know, if you smoke or you have some kind of addiction, that you can meet it with love. You can meet it with love. Anyway, but yeah, if you're addicted to the narcissist and he won't let you quit him, you will never get away from him. So when he quits you finally, just take all your shit and run, and find your friends, find your support system, and you will find yourself. Okay? I love you guys. Okay? Merry Christmas in 2 days. All right? And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.